Are you going to make it to the finish line? Are you going to come out of that storm? Or are you going to stand in the rain and the lightning and the thunder and just get beat down because you don't believe that you can actually come out of that storm? Sometimes we have to pack our bags with all the things that we need in life so we can live life accordingly and so we can be prepared.
Hey, is it hard?
Good morning. Welcome to another Motivational Monday with Author Nikki Nicole. Get ready for your weekly dose of inspiration to jumpstart your day and fuel your week. Whether you're chasing dreams or you're overcoming challenges or looking for the spark to keep you moving forward, I am here to remind you of your strength, your resilience, and your potential. So let's dive into today's message of empowerment. Remember, every day is an opportunity to grow. Today is the perfect day to start. So get motivated, stay focused, and let's conquer this week together. So today's topic is confronting your fears, a journey towards growth. Now, Arthur Nikki Nicole, what are you talking about? Listen, the first step in overcoming your fear is first to recognize it. You have to take a moment to think about the fears that hold you back. Is it the fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown? You need to think about these things and you need to write it down and figure out exactly what you are afraid of. You have to acknowledge these fears and act with courage. You have to, once you identify those fears, you have to expose yourself to those fears in a controlled manner, but start small. If public speaking terrifies you, maybe you need to begin speaking in front of like a small crowd or a supportive group. And each time you confront a fear, you strip its power. Embrace fear because embracing fear can change your life. Many successful people, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders have shared these same journeys about fear. Let's think of J.K. Rowling, who faced countless rejections before her Harry Potter series. She became a worldwide phenomenon. Huh. Fear pushed her to keep writing, to be persistent, and to triumph through it all. When you face your fears, you often discover your strengths you didn't know you had. We have to start viewing fear not as an obstacle, but as a teacher. Now, what is that telling you? How can it guide you toward growth? You have to shift your perspective and allow fear to become the catalyst for your personal and professional development. You have to learn to start taking action despite of the fear that you have for things. Now let's talk about the action. If it's easy to feel overwhelmed by anxiety, but there are techniques that can help you push through. Now, one effective method is the 5-second rule. You ever heard of that? Okay, let's talk about it. When you feel that urge to hesitate, count down from 5 and then act. Okay, let me repeat that. The 5-second rule. When you feel the urge to hesitate on something, count down from 5 and then act. This will allow you to disrupt the response that fear is going to give you, and it makes you jump into action. Now, additionally, when you create a fear hierarchy, you list those fears from, say, the least to the most intimidating. Start tackling the smaller fears first. Each small victory is going to build your confidence, proving to yourself that you can face the larger challenges ahead. One of the most paralyzing fears is the fear of failure. And me personally, I have dealt with that all my life. I felt like, if I do this, I'm going to fail. So I will always run away from a lot of opportunities or things because I was scared of failing. I was scared of rejection too. Yet, you got to remember that failure is not the end, it's the beginning of something greater. When you start to reframe your understanding of failure, your whole life will change. Thomas Edison once said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone towards success. Lord knows I know I have failed a lot of times. And he is so right. You find so many ways to that it won't work. But that's all right. At least you know not to go back and repeat that again. Start reflecting on your failures, your past failures, and ask yourself, what did that teach me? What did that teach me? Maybe you need to get a journal and start jotting down some of these failure experiences so you can begin to see the value in what once you feared. Sometimes we have to think outside the box and do things that will try to get us to points in our lives that where we're gonna win. And maybe practicing some of these things can reduce the stigma around failure and maybe to encourage you to take more risk. Now, I'm not a risk taker. I'll be the first to say that I'm not a risk taker, but you take a risk on a lot of things in everyday life that you don't even realize you're taking risk on. Because a lot of things you take risk on, you don't know if it's going to succeed or not. You really don't. We are living in a world of uncertainties. We are. And we have to accept that. It's essential to find strength in the unknown. Mindfulness can be powerful, very powerful. When you practice being present, you reduce the anxiety about what's to come. Embrace the idea of the uncertainty because it brings new opportunities, whether you know it or not. But by focusing on what you control, your actions and your reactions, you empower yourself to take a bold step towards success. And it allows you to move forward. We have to remember that significant opportunities often arise from the unexpected changes. We all get into our comfort zones where we feel safe. But we have to also think about it like this that can limit our potential. So, stepping outside of our comfort zone sometimes is what we need in order for us to grow. And that's why it's important to start small, try something new, engage in new conversations with new people, or take challenges that push you to your limits. Discomfort is a sign of growth, whether we realize it or not. Each time you push your boundaries, you expand your capabilities. You have to celebrate those small wins because guess what? They're gonna accumulate over time, leading you to a bigger transformation at the end. If you can see it, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. It's just that simple. Just picture yourself achieving all your goals. Feel the emotions behind achieving all your goals of success. Visualize it and then think about the steps you need to take to get there. Change doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. It's a result of consistency and small steps. Focus on setting small, achievable goals that lead you to your larger ambitions. Each accomplishment builds confidence and motivation. When you're faced with these difficult tasks, break them down into smaller steps. Make it make sense. Make it more manageable. Progress is progress no matter how small it is. You have to start living fearlessly. We need to change how we view challenges. Instead of avoiding the difficulties, we have to start seeing them as opportunities for growth. We have to embrace the positive self talk. Every day I get up, I have to talk to myself and tell myself, hey, today you can do this. Today is going to be a good day. We're going to get through this day in the most positive way that we can. Challenge your negative thoughts. You have to, so you can reinforce your capabilities. Surround yourself with positive influences. People will inspire you to take these risks. Because I'm telling you, I did not know how important a circle was until this time point in my life. Because all my life, I pretty much tried to stay to myself because I was afraid to step out and be the person that God created me to be. I was afraid. Fear held me back from a lot of stuff. I'm telling you. And we have to stop procrastinating because procrastination is often the root in fear. Fear of failure, judgment. But we have to start combating this. We have to start creating a structured plan. Break projects into smaller tasks. Set deadlines for each one. Try a 2 minute rule or a 2 minute rule. Now, what is she talking about? A 2 minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. That's a small action that's going to build something and reduce your tendency to procrastinate. When you have a strong support system, fear is something that's not going to be something you're going to even think about because the people that are around you are going to encourage you. They're going to hold you accountable for things that you're not doing, the things that you should be doing. They're going to guide you in every way that they can and offer support when you need it. When you build these connections with people that share the same ambitions with that as you do, then guess what? That's powerful. Because now you have a network that can motivate you to take action and confront your fears face on. Throughout history, we have seen countless leaders face fear and uncertainty, only to end up winning in the end. Let's talk about Nelson Mandela. He was an example. Despite the challenges, he remained steadfast in his fight for justice. There are so many stories out here that can inspire us to confront our fears and strive for our own goals in our own lives. But everything starts with you. Stop letting fear be the powerful motivator in your life. Instead of letting it paralyze you, use it as fuel to push you forward in life. Create a vision board to illustrate all the goals that you want to accomplish. And then put all the fears on that board as well that you want to overcome. When fear rises, remind yourself of your purpose and the reasons behind your ambitions. You have to start learning to be more vulnerable in certain situations. Be open about your fears. This may strengthen your connections with others. You never know. They may have the same fear. When you share your experiences and your challenges with people that you trust, your family, your colleagues, this can lead to something bigger than you know. This opens up a supportive environment where others feel safe to share their fears as well. Now you're building resilience and you're encouraging people to also confront their fears. Life is hard out here, everybody. But you know what? It can only get easier. Confronting your fears is a path towards authenticity. When you face your fears, you unlock the ability to live a life true to yourself. You start discovering the core values and you let them guide your actions. As you become more authentic, you will find it easier to take risks and embrace opportunities that align with your true self. So, as you go through your day today, remember that the journey of confronting fear is a continuous process. You just got to embrace it. You have to embrace it. Discover your growth that lies within you. It was placed in you when you were born. You were born to be great. And learn to come out of your comfort zone, because when you come out your comfort zone, then guess what? You lead yourself to a bigger success that you never ever imagined. But you have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe that no matter what you go through in this life, the struggle, the challenges, whatever you're going through, you can turn things around. So until next time, remember, your life matters, you matter, and your voice matters. Make your 24 hours count. Tune in next Monday for another dose of motivation. And most of all, be kind to somebody today.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it. You got to go days without, listen to me, you got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat.
Nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.